NBA players earn ridiculous amounts of money throughout their playing careers. Some of them know how to save and eventually invest to make more money out of their NBA fortune. But others are not as business-minded like Lebron or MJ and just want to spend their money buying stupid stuff. Today, we're going to examine the latter and see what kind of outrageous things these ultra-rich athletes purchase when the paycheck arrives. Watch until the end of the video to find out what Scottie Pippen chose to splurge on once he started earning big money. Before we begin, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so that you never miss a video. Gilbert Arenas. From being a lowly 31st pick by the Golden State Warriors, Gilbert Arenas climbed up the ranks to become one of the most lethal scorers in the NBA. And of course, putting a lot of top points on the board also translates to putting a huge number in your bank account. Arenas amassed over $150 million in 12 years playing in the NBA, and with that kind of money, there's quite some elbow room for Arenas to splurge and drop some of it by purchasing, let's just say, some fishy stuff. With a huge pile of money sitting in his bank account, Arenas decided to purchase 3 gigantic, lucrative aquariums to house his sharks, which he had as domesticated pets. According to some reports, Agent Zero spent almost $80,000 a year just to keep his finned friends in tip-top shape and well-fed every single day. In addition to this one, he also spent $6,500 just on tank maintenance alone every week for his voracious home buddies. Aside from grooming his sharks, Arenas was a certified dime dropper and never afraid to burn his cash in every possible way. He was famous for spending almost $700 for a car wash, and he once bought a $60,000 toy train for his kids to play with. Al Jefferson. As a 6'10" center that weighs almost 300 pounds, it's pretty understandable that players like Al Jefferson need more plus-size stuff around him than average-sized people like us. With more than $133 million earned in his NBA career, Big Al decided to splurge some of his moolah buying a humongous 120-foot square bed. If you have no idea how big that is, that's almost the same size as a small room at a condo unit. And if you still can't visualize it, then just check this photo out. This is former teammate Mo Williams casually lounging at the actual bed, looking like a middle-aged high school boy. And let me remind you that Williams is not a small man either, standing at 6'1". The 12x10 bed has a tag price worth $23,000, and Jefferson tweeted out the sales invoice on his account. In the end, I don't really care about the size and the amount of money he spent on it, but I'm just really curious who Big Al would invite over to spend some time with him in that pond-sized bed of his. Stevenson. Unlike the crazy stuff that other NBA players buy, I can say that this particular purchase of Stevenson is a good investment, but still falls under the ridiculous category. For most of his career, Stevenson served as a tough defender and mainly as a pest to young LeBron James while actively playing 11 seasons in the NBA. Despite not earning as much as the previous guys on this list, Stevenson lived the NBA life and loved to flaunt his hard-earned cash by buying stuff that isn't normal but cool to have. During one of his shopping spree episodes, Stevenson purchased a personal ATM and placed it in his kitchen. He said that the ATM is for his other rich friends who would frequently drop by his house before hitting the clubs and dine at expensive restaurants. The machine costs $4,500 and has a minimal transaction fee of $4.50 for every withdrawal transaction. It also had $20,000 inside, and Stevenson personally gets it refilled 4 to 6 times a year. Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson was a 7-time All-Star playing for 7 different teams in the league that allowed him to earn over $100 million through his stellar career. Just like other guys on this list, Joe Johnson is never shy to spend a few chuckles of his earnings on absurd things. During the NBA lockout in 2011, Johnson pulled up to a basketball camp in Arkansas on his F-650 that looks like a rig truck straight out of the Mad Max franchise series. This massive mechanical beast has 55-inch tires, 3 huge TV screens in its interior, fully equipped with a front, back, and side cameras, and a back seat that folds. If that's not enough, it can split a road full of traffic using its built-in train horns and runs on 200 gallons of diesel fuel, which basically means that you don't need to fill it up constantly. Marquis Daniels. Throwing money on a fine piece of jewelry is already an extravagant endeavor, let alone purchasing a customized version of it. Marquis Daniels was a reliable wingman that played for the Mavs, Pacers, Bucks, and Celtics over the course of 10 seasons in the league. He's earned a decent amount of money, over $30 million throughout those years, and when he was playing in Milwaukee, he decided to reward himself with an ultra-specialized neckwear. With an estimated cost of $50,000, Daniels purchased a customized, printable 3D version of his face in the form of a lucrative necklace. The one-of-a-kind necklace is draped with 14-karat gold all over and weighs around 2.9 pounds. Though it kind of looks creepy at first glance, I'm still not convinced whether the necklace was crafted out of Daniels' image or somebody else. Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen is frequently tagged as the support guy playing for the guy. Despite working his butt off with multiple All-Star nods, Pippen was just seen as a complimentary piece to his Arenas. Being one of the most undervalued and underpaid players on the Bulls roster during their dynastic run in the early and mid-90s, Pippen asked for a trade as the man simply wanted to get paid. The six-time champ eventually scored a $67 million 5-year deal when he was traded to the Rockets, and signed for another $66 million with the Blazers in 1999. After getting the money he rightfully deserved, Pippen decided to do some splurging. So in 2002, Pip got a new ride to celebrate the fruits of his hard-earned labor. But the thing is, it wasn't just an ordinary van or any luxurious sports car. It was a $4.3 million Gulfstream jet. Sure, if you've got the money, why not buy a super jet, right? You just have to make sure that it works as it should. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case for Scottie. It was a disaster for Pip as the Gulfstream jet that he just purchased was full of flaws and malfunctioning parts. The jet couldn't even fly, and it took $1 million out of his own pocket for overhaul, repair, and maintenance just to make it barely functional. Dissatisfied with the deal, Pippen took the manufacturer to court and filed a lawsuit against them. In the end, the court ruled in the favor of Pippen, and he was compensated with $2 million. Granger. With the recent Zack Snyder remake spectacle that made quite a few rumbles over the last few weeks, fans of the Justice League were hollering for joy and extremely thrilled that the second iteration of the movie finally got the justice it deserves. And I believe Granger is one of those fans who were happy with its box office success. Since his childhood days, Granger loved playing video games and reading DC comic books. His passion for superheroes continued even during his playing career in the NBA, where he spent the majority of it suiting up for the Indiana Pacers. Throughout his career, Granger earned a total of $70 million, and in 2012, he decided to spend a chunk of his hard-earned fortune building his own Batcave. Yes, like the eccentric billionaire Bruce Wayne. Granger wants to have his own high-tech underground cave underneath his house in Albuquerque, New Mexico. In an interview with a local Indiana radio station, Granger revealed some of the plans regarding his ambitious project. Quote, "I just wanted an underground tunnel entrance. I had to take that out," Granger told the radio station. "I found out that there were so many state codes and laws against that, so we had to take that one out. But we still have the underground thing going on, and I mean, I've got cars and things that turn my cars, and I even got some sort of like moat thing going on, so it'll be interesting to see." There you have it, guys. Do you have any other interesting stories about NBA players and how they spent their precious wealth? Let me know some of them in the comments section below. Let's talk about them. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of the NBA content we have for you every single week.